Have you ever wondered how your food delivery app knows exactly when your order is ready? Or how your bank can ping you about a transaction the second it happens? It all feels kind of like magic, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible nervous system that powers our modern digital world. Let's dive in and see how this whole thing actually works.
It really all comes down to this one simple question. We live in this world of instant notifications, real-time tracking, and immediate updates. But how? How does it all work so seamlessly? What's the secret sauce that makes our digital lives feel so incredibly fast?
And let's bring this down to earth for a second. Just think about your daily life, right? You send a WhatsApp message, boom, it's delivered instantly. You pull cash from an ATM, your balance is updated before you even put your card away. You book a ride, and a car is on its way in seconds. This stuff isn't magic, it's all powered by the same fundamental idea.
And that's secret. The fundamental answer to how it all works so perfectly is this powerful but, surprisingly simple concept. It's something called an event.
So, what on earth is an event? It's really just a change in state, or you could say an occurrence that a system can notice. A click on a button? That's an event. A sensor in a farm detecting that the soil is dry? Yep, that's an event. A new message arriving in your inbox? You got it, an event. It's basically the digital signal that something just happened.
In this whole system, you've basically got two main players. On one side, you have producers. That's anything that generates an event. It could be you clicking a button or a sensor taking a reading. And on the other side, you've got consumers. These are the apps and services that are always listening, just waiting to react to those events. It's like a constant digital conversation happening behind the scenes.
And here is the real magic that makes everything so fast. It's called asynchronous flow. Now, in older systems, tasks would have to wait in line. One thing couldn't start until the thing before it was totally finished. But with asynchronous processing, events are handled independently, all at the same time. This is the absolute key that unlocks that incredible responsiveness, letting systems handle millions of things at once without ever getting bogged down.
Okay, so if our entire digital world runs on these events, the next big question is, where do they all come from? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture.
This is where the whole idea of the Internet of Events comes into play. And notice, this is way bigger than just the Internet of Things, your smart fridge and all that. Events are pouring in from the content we create, our likes and shares on social media, our location data from our phones, and even from boring old internal business processes. It's this massive, interconnected web of signals coming from everywhere.
And here you can see how it all connects. It's like a pipeline. It all starts at the bottom with raw data from the Internet of Events. That data gets collected in the Internet of Data. From there, the Internet of Services uses it to actually do stuff. And finally, at the very top, the Internet of Intelligence analyzes everything, using AI to make smart decisions and trigger actions in the real world. It's the complete journey from a raw signal to an intelligent response.
All right, so now we know where events come from and the pipeline they flow through. So let's follow the life of just a single event. What actually happens from the moment it's born to the moment it triggers an action?
The whole process can be broken down into this really elegant three-step loop. First, an event is generated. Something happens. Second, the system detects that event and figures out what it means. And third, the system reacts by triggering the right action. Generate, detect, react. That's the entire game. Okay, let's make this real. Take a look at the smart agriculture example here. A soil sensor generates an event. Hey, the moisture is low. A rule engine detects this event because the moisture dropped below some level. And the reaction? Boom, the irrigation system kicks on. It's the same for city traffic. An analytics engine detects the traffic is getting all jammed up. So what's the reaction? The system automatically adjusts the timing of the traffic lights to ease the flow. Generate, detect, react. See? Simple. So we've covered the what, the where, and the how. Now let's tie all of this together and see why this whole event-driven approach is truly shaping our future. This image really pulls everything we've talked about together. On the left, you've got the Internet of Events, the IoE. That's where the events are born, from sensors and apps and all that. This then feeds into that core life cycle in the middle. Generate, detect, react. And over on the right, you see the event-driven platform, the EDP. That's the brains of the operation. It's how those events are processed, analyzed, and acted upon. It's the whole shebang, from a real-world signal to a system response.
So what's the big deal? Why does this all matter?
Well, what you get are systems that are always on, constantly processing events 24/7. This makes incredibly fast, automated decisions possible. These systems can scale up to handle a ridiculous flood of information, millions of events per second. And maybe the coolest part? They can learn from past events to make smarter, more predictive actions in the future. This is what's powering everything from our cities to our healthcare.
And that leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought to chew on. We've seen how powerful this is already, but as our world gets even more connected, with every single device, every interaction, every object able to signal a change, what happens when literally everything can generate an event? What possibilities does that even unlock?